Welcome back, everybody. Rudy with Alpha Investments. Today, we're going back to school. We're going to learn something really cool, and we're going to talk about it. And the issue is, school teaches theory. Life is pretty much dominated by fear. People make decisions based on fear. They make decisions based on emotion. School teaches you the theory of how to calculate these things, and how to calculate life, how to calculate a stock valuation, how to calculate the value of a bond at face value, how to calculate the value of someone's face, how to calculate the value of what the hell you're doing every day. And that's the problem. I can sign up for this fancy, awesome, badass class at this big old university with big fancy buildings and fancy brickwork, and as I'm pulling in the parking lot, I can feel the student loans gripping my balls. And the thing is, let's look at this. So I'm going to sign up for this Principles of Marketing. This class, I can tell you right now, for all of you out there who sign up for marketing and learn, this is going to be an amazing class. I can fucking tell you already. Do you know why I can tell you? Look at the cover of the book. This is a $100 to $300 textbook. If it costs $100 to $300, can you imagine the amount of knowledge that's shoved inside of your face when you look at this? It's got to be amazing. I mean, look at this. I can pass the class. I never even took this class. I can guarantee you I can pass this class. You know why? The goddamn egg on the front. There's the red one. Boom. The rest are gray. I just passed. How's that feel in your face? A little weird, isn't it? Yeah. So the thing is, you know what the best part about this stuff is? Is right after you finish school, right after you finish this course, 90 days later, this $200 textbook, you may be able to get 20 bucks for it, because they'll just make a new edition. You know, put a different egg over here on the cover, and they'll slap you in the balls, and this book will depreciate by 90% just to make sure that the students coming in can't buy the old edition. So we got to make sure we put that little red egg right over here next to the happy tree. So, anyways, I want to talk about it. The problem is, when they teach this stuff, it's not relevant. When they teach how to invest, how to manage your life, it's not relevant. It's the same shit with magic, people. When you deal with MTG, when you deal with the reserved list, look, there's a whole chapter in this red egg book. Look, I'm going to show you guys right now. You ready? I got it bookmarked. Okay? Reserved list 101 in this, right next to the retail store display with Costco and all the bullshit foods that probably kill you over 20 years. That's how important this is. Right next to reserved list. This page is so important. We're going to rip it out, and I'm going to leave it in my shirt the entire god-flipping damn video. That's how important this chapter is. Look at that. Look at it. It's pretty hot, isn't it? You guys like that, don't you? So anyways, I bookmarked with the time walk. You know why? Because nowhere in financial books, I mean, you know, J.T. Marlin does teach financial management, and they do talk about time value of money. There's a little bit of talk about time, but overall, they don't really talk about it. It doesn't really matter because they don't touch on things that are relevant. They teach how to calculate a stock. How do I calculate how many bags of terrible food I can eat, I can fit in that shopping cart? Let's make the shopping carts bigger so people will put more items in them psychologically. That's how damn stupid the shit is. And the problem is, reserved list buying in Magic and all this vintage stuff, you guys haven't seen nothing. It's like the flipping first inning. Listen to that. Look, you hear that? That's how amazing. This is not safe for work anymore. I'm going to warn you right now. I can touch myself and it feels good. Actually, kind of itches now. The thing is, reserved list cards, they're dominated by literally emotion, by fear, by investors. The root of all evil, blah, blah, blah. Google it, my face comes up, and there's a big old fire thing. We know. The problem is, they don't teach it. They don't talk about it. You really think, if I sign up for J.T. Marlin's financial management class, you actually think how, in this book, when they talk about earnings per share, valuations, charts, risk, management, and all this, you actually think that's how a stock price is really managed and how it's perceived on a daily basis? Yeah, there's some analysts out there. They take it seriously. You know, they crunch the numbers. They sit in the back room. They're next to the Bobs. They got fancy red staplers on their desk. But the problem is, the real world has nothing to do with that. Nothing. There is a little bit of fundamentals that's dripped here and there, but everything is perception. Perception of the direction of the economy. Perception of the government. Did they release numbers? How's the economy doing? Are we in a bull market? Are we in a bear market? Nobody fucking knows. What are you going to do? Go by the government released numbers? Yeah, those are real and accurate. It's about as accurate as my face has corners right now. It doesn't matter. Now, let's go back to Magic. Talk about reserved list investing. Did you guys pass the class? Good. J.T. Marlin. The problem is, it doesn't matter. Reserved list buyouts, Antiquities, Legends, Arabian Nights, ABU, all of these old school things. And we are at the first, second inning. We're talking like we're still in the introduction in the movie theater. They're rolling the intro. They just announced the name of the movie. That's how early we are in this type of period with old Magic cards. Magic is not about to burst with its bubble. The amount of high-end people, high net worth, whales, and all these people of these very older professional positions around the world that are moving capital and doing this stuff is so extraordinary. I can't comprehend it without giving away like sensitive people's names and things. It's so massive. And it's not addressed. It's the same thing with Wall Street. It's not about, hey, is that reserve list card any good? I don't know. Should we call a meeting about it? I don't know. We can go sit around the backyard and touch each other. You know, that it's not about that. It's not about that. It's perception. It doesn't matter how good the card is. If it's a reserved list old card and it's semi-decent, it's literally relevant to something. There's so much of it. The supply is so limited. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a $5, $10 card. It doesn't matter if that $80 card goes to $300. It's not like it's ever going to go back to $80. Ever. It's never going to happen. No matter what everyone says about it, it's just not going to happen. Because the movement of investors and high net worth individuals and the way stores and people who buy these cards operate, they operate on a system of A, there's such a small supply, it doesn't matter. Buy it anyways. B, the investors who want them understand that literally, if there's an alpha rare, there's around 1,100 of them. Probably by now, at least 20% of them are probably destroyed or thrown away from original trade shows when they demoed this shit back in the day. What, 25 years ago? So you're down to like literally, what, 900 alpha rares? And of which literally, what, 80% have been played and shuffled in people's pockets, backpacks, parents threw them away because they were evil, you know? So what are we left with? Out of every alpha rare in existence, what do we got? Maybe 100 unplayed alpha rares of every card left? That's being generous, huh? That's being pretty generous. So, it doesn't matter. I don't care how shitty the card is. Investors don't care how shitty the card is. And if you take a different mindset than bullshit school, like here, hold on, let's go. Whoa, don't want to hurt Yoda. And you know, you sign up for a class and you talk about things and learn charts. And let's go through these things. Oh wait, how's our LIFO today? FIFO doing good? How's our depreciation? How's our cash flow? Are we doing good? We gonna put a credit and a debit on your face? Little T-charts? Huh? Make a little accounting statements? Little cash flow? Little balance sheet? Huh? Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, the market's going to move based on emotional perceptions, not based on fundamentals. I don't care how good or... Rudy, that reserve list card's a pile of shit. Why is it worth $30? Because it takes one person to spend $5,000 and buy out literally 30-40% of the supply on the market. And all that person has to do is just plop it in a safe somewhere, put a timer for 10 years, and come back, and they're going to make a shit ton of money. It has nothing to do with fundamentals. This doesn't matter. I can toast this and make it into a pizza. This book would have more value. It doesn't matter. And people don't get it. How are those student loans feeling, you guys? Feeling pretty good? Keep you up at night? Feels like something's hanging off your balls? Yeah, it's pretty shitty, isn't it? They don't teach the real world life. And it's the same thing with Wall Street. They don't do it. And by the time the market reacts on Wall Street, it's too late. It's the same thing with stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETF, individual munis, corporate debt, government. I don't care what you're doing. Hell, you could be in derivatives and doing flipping options trading or flipping bets on other bets of layered... I don't even want to get into it. The point is you could do whatever, but it's based on perception and emotion. Life and choices are dominated by fear. Fear is what moves reserved list prices. The fear of missing out. If I think some drop a honey card is going to go from $300 to $1,000, you know, Shady Rudy's going to go, oh shit, I better buy a bunch now. If I think drop a honey is going to stay at $300 a card for the next 5 years, I'm not going to have that fear that nothing's going to click in my head and make me nervous. If I don't have that fear and that anxiety, I'm not going to make a move on the card. It's going to stay flat. And if I don't make a move, other people are going to feel probably the same way. And if they feel the same way, the card will probably experience a 10-20% retrace. So drop a honey will probably settle, what, $200 a card? It's still never going back to the 70s to 80s. But the point is, all of these movements, it's not, you know, you put the chart on a screen and you look at the chart of a Power 9 card. You look at the chart of any reserved list, ABU, Arabian Antiquities, Legends era type of card. And it really doesn't matter a whole lot. It's the point is there's a finite number of supply. That's a fixed number on a line. The demand side, as time ages, always goes up. Always. It doesn't matter. Natural attrition slowly eats away. Shit gets lost in the mail, natural disasters in the world, you know, Pikachu comes along and punches you in the face. Things happen. Things go bad. You drink a bad bottle of water of Rudy Fina, and you get sick, and you got to sell things for medical bills. It happens. But the thing I'm trying to get in this video, you know, I don't know. Do I need to dress up, wear stupid shit? Do I need to put a taco on my hat? I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to tell you guys a very simple thing. Everything is based on emotion, on market movements. Reserved list cards go up because of fear and emotion of investors, and store owners, and people who buy the shit out of this stuff. It has nothing to do with other things. Some players may buy a card here and there. By the end of the day, what moves the needle is people having a perception or anxiety or fear on something that makes them want to buy it. If literally an email went out and said in 24 hours, everybody's going to buy card X, a certain dual land or a certain reserved list card, I guarantee you, and if it was 100% true and it wasn't fake, almost everybody who got that email who loves Magic is going to make a move based on that because they're going to be concerned of missing out. And nobody wants to pay 3 times the price. So what's going to happen is people are going to emotionally make a decision. And like I said, when it comes to Magic, when it comes to these old booster boxes, sealed product, reserved list, graded cards, all of this stuff operates the same way. Natural, just the way human beings are wired. If we're afraid of certain things spiking or disappearing or missing the boat, that missing of the opportunity, that little tiny fear, that little inception in your head is just enough to make the market move. And when a few people start moving, other people see the chart. Everybody follows charts. And you see that uptick. Right when that uptick happens, people start going, oh shit, here it comes. And then Greed Monster clicks in, he jumps in, then again, people make movements based on it. So I'm done going in circles on it, I'm done rambling about it. My point of the whole thing is just that all of this stuff is dominated by people believing there's an opportunity to make a lot of money long term, because quite frankly, there is. That's why people's instincts are right with this stuff. That's why people make it's literally a fear in the back of everybody's head of missing out on the next buyout of reserved list cards, so people literally are just continuously buying them. I do it. Other people do it. Everybody who's into that industry and field, they all know. We know. We know in a long enough time horizon, all of this shit is going to be expensive. There is no way around it. And then, the end of this video in conclusion, on the other side of the spectrum, you have Wizards taking all non-reserved lists, all these new products, and beating the living shit out of anything that goes up in value. It's fucking whack-a-mole. One little card spikes up, they pound the shit out of it. What happens? Even new players don't want to put money into these new cards, the staples, this and that, because they know this shit's going to get whacked. So what do? They go to the safe haven. They go in the back corner, we all hold hands in the closet, and we know where we need to be. And that is going to be an endless, never-ending, infinite piece of time set mentality of what's going to happen. And again, this is just the beginning. $300 drop of honeys, you know, what? Unlimited Moxes, unlimited Power 9, dual lands revised. Again, it doesn't matter how expensive or cheap you things are today. It's all relative. And 20 years from now, if people remember this channel and videos, you're really going to see the difference. So that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Rudy with Alpha Investments. It's one thing about life. The most valuable asset in existence is time. And besides what? Time value of money in college? They don't really teach the depth and understanding of the importance of the lack of time. It's the most important thing that's never talked about. I mean, time goes so fast. people don't get that. And, you know, I think even I lose sight of that, and a lot of people do.